let's dive in. Today, we're not just going over some boring grammar rule. Nope, we are cracking a code. We're gonna unlock the simple, powerful formula that's behind the whole active and passive voice thing in English. So, you ready? Let's get to it. So, does this sound familiar? You're looking at a sentence and you know you need to switch it to the passive voice, but figuring out exactly how to do it, well, it feels kind of like a lottery, right? You shuffle some words around, tweak the verb, and just cross your fingers, hoping it's correct. Yeah, we've all been there. But here's the secret. It is not a guess. Not at all. It's a formula, a really precise 3-step system that works pretty much every single time. And over the next few minutes, I promise, you are gonna master it. Okay, let's get right to the good stuff, the transformation formula itself. It's all built on 3 super simple, unbreakable rules. Here they are, the 3 golden rules. Pay attention, because this is the foundation for everything. Rule 1, the object of the sentence scoots over to the front and becomes the new subject. Rule 2, the original subject moves all the way to the end and you stick the word by right in front of it. And rule 3, and this one is absolutely non-negotiable, the main verb always changes to its third form, the past participle, always. Let's see this in action. It makes so much more sense when you see it. In the active sentence, he plays football, he is our subject, football is our object. Now watch the magic. The green football jumps to the front. The yellow he goes to the back and changes to him. And that cyan verb, plays, transforms into is played. That's our third form verb rule working perfectly. See? It's a clean swap. This is the basic pattern we're going to see over and over again. Okay, so that's a simple sentence, but you're probably wondering, what about all the crazy tenses in English? Well, let's decode how this exact same formula works everywhere else. Take a look at this. This is the master pattern. You see how that core formula, object plus the V3 verb plus the subject, is always there? The only piece that actually changes to match the tense is the to be verb. For present, you use is or are. For past, it's was or were. And for future, you guessed it, will be. That one little verb is the key to every tense. Now, for a really cool trick, anytime you see a continuous tense, all you have to do is slide the word being right in front of your main verb. That's it. So, Rashna was singing a song becomes a song was being sung by Rashna. It's just one extra word slotted into our master formula. Simple. And guess what? It's the exact same idea for perfect tenses. The magic word this time is been. You just pop it in right after has, have, or had. So I have watched this movie smoothly becomes this movie has been watched by me. So let's recap that real quick. For continuous tenses, you add being. For perfect tenses, you add been. Got it? Now, of course, there are a few exceptions, the untouchables. These 4 tenses on the screen, they just don't have a passive form. And maybe even more importantly, sentences with intransitive verbs can't be made passive either. And that makes total sense when you think about it, right? Our very first rule is to move the object to the front, but with a verb like arrived, in he arrived, there is no object. The action isn't being done to anything. So if there's no object to move, the formula just can't work. All right, now that we've got the tenses down, let's look at a few special cases. And you'll see these aren't really new rules, they're just clever ways our main formula adapts. When you see modal verbs, words like can, should, must, the formula is so clean and consistent. You just keep the modal verb, add the word be, and then use your third form verb. You must attend the class turns into the class must be attended by you. It's predictable and works every single time. Imperative sentences, commands, they have 2 main pathways. For a straight-up order like shut the door, you start with the word let, then the object, then be, and then the V3 verb. For a more polite request, especially one with please, it's even easier. You just start with the phrase, you are requested to, and then add the original verb. So what about questions? Well, this is where you can really see how consistent the formula is. The question word, your why, what, where, it always stays right at the beginning. It never, ever moves. The rest of the sentence does the normal subject-object swap, but the question always stays a question. We are almost at the finish line. Let's just go over a couple of final details. These are the little things that will take your transformations from good to perfect. So we've been saying bye a lot, and it is the most common word, but it's not the only one. Some verbs are just, they're married to different prepositions. For example, You are known to someone, you're surprised at something, and an object is contained in something else. These are just fixed pairs that you'll want to get familiar with. And last but not least, a really crucial detail. When a pronoun that's a subject, like I or he or they, moves to the end of the sentence into the object spot, it has to change its form. I becomes me, he becomes him, we becomes us. You get the idea. This little chart right here is the perfect cheat sheet. And there we have it. We've taken what seems like this super complex random grammar rule, and we've shown that there's a simple, logical machine working right underneath it all. For you, the formula is officially unlocked. So the biggest thing to take away from all this is that you do not need to memorize hundreds of different sentences. You just need to understand and apply this core 3-step system: the swap, the V3 verb, and the little tweaks for tense. That's really all you need. So you've got the code now. You understand the system. The only question left is, what are you gonna do with it? Look around you, find a sentence in a book or online, and put this formula to the test. Happy code cracking!